Welcome, Magnus here. The Canon 45mm f1.2 STM lens was announced with the R6 Mark III. I've got an R6 right here with a 50mm f1.8, which is a very affordable lens. They call it the Nifty 50. But is the 45mm f1.2 the new Nifty 45? Doesn't make sense. We got to come up with a new rhyme for that one. Hello, if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is Magnus here, and I like to talk about cameras, mirrorless cameras, specifically for videos. So if you're new to this channel and you like that type of stuff, subscribe and hit the like button because that helps the video get out to more people. Now today we're talking about the 45mm f1.2 and why this should be a kit lens. Now I'm going to tell you a little personal story. When I was buying some of my first cameras, and I bought my first mirrorless camera, it was a Samsung APS-C camera, which was the Samsung NX1. This camera was my introduction into mirrorless, and it had a lot of advantages. 4K up to 30 frames per second, 1080p up to 120 frames per second with audio, amazing autofocus. We're talking a lot of futuristic features that all recorded to SD card at a time where that was pretty difficult and rare to get 4K on an SD card that didn't have to be one of the most expensive types. But when I got it with a kit lens. A lot of people buy cameras with kit lenses. I did too at the time because I didn't really have lenses and I just wanted to be able to use the camera right away. So I bought the NX1. I bought it with a 16 to 50mm kit lens. The aperture range was 3.5 to 5.6 on an APS-C sensor. Now, when using that camera for the first time and first turning it on, I noticed that I didn't like the image. Like, the image didn't really pop like my older full-frame Canon 6D, the original 6D, when I was using a 35mm f2.0 lens, which is actually the lens that I'm using right now. So yes, I'm using the first lens that I've ever purchased for this specific video on the R5 Mark II. Now, using that lens, I thought that it was really amazing. f2.0, it had image stabilization, really good specs. That's when I learned and I realized that maybe I should think of upgrading the lens. And I did. I got the 16 to 50mm f2.0 to 2.8 S lens for the Samsung NX1. And that showed me that the camera really does have quality. And I got the 50 to 150 f2.8 and holy moly, great looking video. That's when I learned lens, lens, lens. Or like Jared Polis says,
glass, 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 glass. Glass is so important.
But not everyone has the money or the experience to really learn. And what happens when you buy a camera, the pictures look okay, and you're like, oh, well, that was great. You just kind of let it sit on your shelf. That shouldn't be the case. So I think that that's a shame. Now, another thing that a lot of people have gotten used to, but not everyone who doesn't really know about cameras, but wants to get into it, not everybody knows that 50mm f1.8 or the Nifty 50 was the lens of choice to get to really start off with your photography and get great portrait shots with a decent amount of light coming in at a cheaper price. Like I said, this is the Nifty 50 on the original R6, which is an amazing combination. You get great photos. Now, if I put an f3.5 to 5.6 zoom lens on this thing, I wouldn't think that it was that good. Now we've got, for the first time in the RF series, an f1.2 45mm lens that is affordable, that is more budget, less than $500, which, trust me, you don't know anything about cameras, that is super rare. 45mm f1.2. Imagine they actually bundled that size lens with the Canon R6 Mark III. You would get people, especially who are like jumping into it, wanting to get something more professional. They would, and they don't know anything about lenses. They would just pop that on and be like, this camera is amazing. Now, does it really teach them about lenses and what the lens does? Not really. But you want people to have that return that like, oh my gosh, this camera is amazing. I got it with this lens and holy crap, this is so good. That's the type of reaction that you want. That's why I think that the f1.2 45mm STM lens should come with the R6 Mark III and be built in with that as a kit lens. I don't know if they're doing that. They may be doing it. But having a high-quality lens that's affordable would be really a smart move to make to really bring in more people to say, you know what, those Canon cameras are amazing because look, I bought this and every picture I take looks that good. Now, being professionals and being one that I've used plenty of lenses in the past and I'm more familiar with the specific details, it's not a perfect lens. There is some chromatic aberration that does appear when you take certain type of photos. There is the fact that the focus is a little slower and it's audible, so you can kind of hear it. And there's focus breathing. And if you don't know what focus breathing is, it's like when you focus, you kind of crop in or crop out of the shot because the lens is moving. That happens. It's okay. So even though it's a 45 millimeter lens, you're probably going to get anywhere between maybe 45 and 50 millimeters in the shot, depending on where your focus is. So that has to be known too. So even though it's 45 millimeters, it's not exactly 45 millimeters in all focal lengths. And the other thing, of course, is the fact that it's, not as sharp as the super expensive lenses. But when it comes to sharpness and when it comes to video, that's something that you got to keep in mind as a videographer. Now, a lot of cameras can record super high resolution, so that sharpness does matter. However, when it comes to delivering video, at least nowadays, I'd say the highest most are delivering at is 4K footage. Now, that type of resolution, no matter how sharp your lens is going to be really downsampled to what you can get video. This is why extra sharpness in lenses, it matters because, the clearer it is, even in lower resolution footage, it's still going to maybe be noticeable, but the difference is minute. And especially if a lot of people are watching your video through your phone, which happens a lot, or smaller screens, it's going to be less significant to get that sharpness. Photos, separating photos from that, for video, it really doesn't matter as much. So that sharpness on this particular lens, not as crucial. Chromatic aberration, in many cases, your camera can compensate it, especially these RF cameras, can compensate and correct that chromatic aberration on camera as it's creating the video for it. So that is great. Actually, there is a video that I put out a couple of years ago where I was having chromatic aberration issues with a Tokina 11 to 20 millimeter lens on my 5D Mark IV. And I was able to fix it in camera by turning off the chromatic aberration correction. Who knew that turning off something that is useful would actually help with that? But it did. That's why I say sharpness doesn't always matter, but it does, especially if you like to take photos. And this is no slouch for an affordable price. All in all, my kind of preliminary review, because I will get this lens, there's no doubt about it, I will get this lens. I like the 50 millimeter f1.8, but having a slightly wider shot, 1.2, kiss the f1.8 50 millimeter goodbye. And no, I do not want to pay that astronomical above $2,000 to get a 50 mil f1.2. I don't think it's worth it, at least for what I do in the video specs perspective. And I'm perfectly happy with my 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8 and the shots that I get out of that. And I've got a Rokinon 85 millimeter f1.4 with autofocus. That happened before Canon decided to put the kibosh on it. But those lenses are amazing, so to add that to my kit would be awesome. Point is, Canon should make it a kit lens because as a kit lens, I think it would actually help boost the sales of Canon cameras themselves. Not only bring excitement for all of the owners that own the RF camera lineup to say this is a lens I must own. So I do anticipate that it's going to be really hard to get this lens. I think that you should pick it up as soon as possible because I wouldn't be surprised if they're having shortages and shipping is going to be delayed for that lens coming up in the future. But what do you guys think about the 45 millimeter f1.2 affordable lens, non-L lens for Canon RF lineup? I'm pretty much excited for it, and I think you should be too, especially if you're into the RF lineup. And if you're not, what lens do you think can compete with this one? price-wise and quality-wise? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later.